Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to talk about Romeo and Juliet, their character qualities, and the key themes of the play Romeo and Juliet. Let's get started. Romeo, whose name automatically associated with lovers, is one of the protagonists in the play. He is a young man of about 16, handsome, intelligent, and sensitive. Though impulsive and immature, his idealism and passion make him an extremely likable character. He lives in the middle of a violent feud between his family Montagues and the Capulets, but he is not at all interested in violence. His only interest is love. He secretly marries Juliet, the daughter of his father's enemy. Romeo is also a devoted friend. When we start analyzing the acts, you will be witnessing this fact. Shakespeare's character Juliet is the most significant dynamic character of the play. Juliet is a beautiful 13-year-old girl. She begins the play as a naive child who has thought little about love and marriage. But she grows up quickly upon falling in love with Romeo, the son of her family's enemy. Since she is a girl in an aristocratic family, she has no freedom. Nevertheless, she shows amazing courage in trusting her entire life and future to Romeo. She has to make some adult decisions after Romeo murders her cousin Tybalt. Let's look at the themes of Romeo and Juliet one by one. In Shakespeare's time, it was not easy and possible for a girl and a boy to fall in love and get married. Wealthy families, like the Capulets, would arrange marriages for their children to marry into a wealthy family. Courtship in noble and powerful families followed certain rules. A young man had to ask for the father's permission to woo the daughter. Fathers were powerful, so daughters were expected to do as they were told. In England, the law said a daughter was the property of the father till she got married, when she became the property of the husband. In our play, Capulet feels so confident that he can give Juliet away to whichever husband he chooses, as she will be ruled in all respects by him. The second key theme is honor. An individual's personal pride and reputation were extremely important, as a person would feel very proud to have a famous and respected family name, such as Capulet or Montague. If one family felt insulted or injured by another, they might seek revenge, and the family feud would have begun, which could continue for generations. During those days in Italy, where a strong sense of family honor could lead to violent acts of revenge and feuds. William Shakespeare was affected by the social events in the era, so in his plays there are themes which resonate with historical evidence about the time. The third theme is fate. Romeo and Juliet are described as star-crossed lovers in the prologue. This means that their love is doomed not to succeed. Shakespeare's audience would have understood the idea that fate controlled people's lives and would have noticed all the references to the stars. Romeo and Juliet tragedy seems more a case of simple bad luck. The young lovers do seem to have their share of ill fortune, and a lot of it to do with unlucky timing. It is as though whatever they do, the course of their lives is already written in the stars. Their love is that marked, and they cannot avoid their fate. Romeo and Juliet is a tragedy, that is, a specific type of play that ends in the death of the main characters. Often, the tragic hero or heroine is a victim of the fate or circumstance, as well as being partly responsible for their own downfall as a result of their weaknesses in their character. The last theme is individuals versus society. Because of their forbidden love, Romeo and Juliet are forced into conflict with the social world around them: family, friends, political authority, and even religion. The lovers try to avoid this conflict by hiding or by escaping from it. They prefer the privacy of nighttime to the public world of day. They volunteer to give up their names, their social identities, in order to be together. They begin to keep secrets and speak in puns so that they can publicly say one thing while meaning another. On the morning after their marriage, they even go so far as to pretend that day is night so they won't have to part. But no one can stop day from dawning, and in the end, Romeo and Juliet can't escape the responsibilities of the public world. Is Romeo and Juliet true? There is no simple answer to that question. It all depends on what you mean by true. In 13th century Italy, there certainly were two Italian families, the Monchetti and Capiletti, locked in political struggle. They lived very far from each other. No one knows if the families had children called Romeo and Juliet. However, their love story was very popular in Italy and France. Although you can argue that it's probably not true historically, Romeo and Juliet still remains true in other ways. People still find the story fascinating. It has a truth in human experience. In every age, young people have fallen in love against their parents' wishes. That's all for now. Hope to meet in another video.